got the spring shackles free from the front mounts. Thanks, John, for the string trimmer out there. We appreciate it. But I got both sides done, and as you can see, the shackle bushings are completely shot. Both sides. I'm sure the back's the same. Knocked the first one out using this hacksaw, Milwaukee hacksaw. It was so worn out, the inside of it fell out, but the outside I had to saw through. And once I sawed through it, it just knocked right out of there. Well, the tool's actually working. I had to cut through the outer perimeter of the thing first. And now it's slowly but surely back in the old bushing out of there. Here's the old bushing. You can see where I sliced through it with the hacksaw, and when the hacksaw went all the way through it, it locked the hacksaw blade in there so bad I finally had to cut the blade off and drive it out. So it was not totally successful, but my tool from that point on was able to drive the shackle bushing out, and it did pretty well. I was surprised. I used the battery impact gun on it to drive it, and it came right on out into the black tube you see over here. The silver tube is what pushed it through. Worked surprisingly well. Okay, I'm using a wheel cylinder hone to clean the inner bore of the spring shackle, the end of the spring. It's a little WD-40 in there to kind of juice things up some. That should make it easier to get the new bushing in. Tool set up to drive the new bushing in. The new bushing in here in the middle of this whole operation. This is the tool, and just a big washer on the other end. Let me see if I can do the camera and the gun at the same time. Problem is that the thread gets too long up here. You have to readjust your tool to let this go up inside the socket. But it's driving it right in. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. I've got the new spring shackles mounted back in place temporarily. I've got to get some new 14mm bolts. None of my local regular supply places have that size bolt. And the old ones were, one of them was the wrong size. It had a 1/2-inch bolt in it, which is in there now, and it's a sloppy fit. The 114 that was in there was completely worn out. It had started wearing through the bolt after it wore through the bushing. So now my next project is to get the brakes straightened out. I messed up putting the brakes in. I mounted them backwards, basically. The wheel cylinder is pointed backwards. It's supposed to be pointed forward. And it makes a big difference in the way the brakes operate. And there's my E-type hose that I put in there that allows me to have the bleeder up on top. And so now I'm going to take these off of there, pop them off of there, and you have to remove the hubs to remove the backing plate, and then I'll just swap them side to side, and everything will at least be pointing in the right direction. So I'll check back.